Hey everyone! Have you ever wondered if you're truly ready to love again after a breakup? Or maybe you've jumped into a new relationship so quickly that you didn't have time to process the last one, and now you're asking yourself, what was I thinking? Don't worry, you're not alone. In fact, a lot of us have been there, and it's time to have a heart-to-heart about why rushing into love after a breakup might not be the best idea. So you've just gotten out of a relationship. You're feeling a little bit broken, maybe a little bitter, definitely a lot confused, and hey, there's a solid chance you're not in the mood to go through another dry spell. But here's the thing, after a breakup, especially one that left you emotionally bruised, the last thing you should do is immediately dive back into dating. I know, easier said than done, right? You're thinking, but I need to feel loved again. I need to feel wanted. And while that urge is completely natural, let's talk about why slowing down is the better and ultimately more rewarding option. Look, after a breakup, there's a whole lot going on emotionally. If you've ever tried to rebound and then ended up more frustrated than fulfilled, you're not alone. You probably feel a cocktail of emotions, sadness, confusion, a little bit of anger, maybe even guilt. That's because breakups don't just affect your romantic life, they affect your self-esteem, your sense of trust, and your ability to open up again. You know what I mean? It's like you've just been through a wrecking ball of emotional chaos, and now you're standing there with your heart in pieces. But you're thinking, maybe a little sparkle is exactly what I need to fix it. But trust me, the problem is that when you rush into a new relationship to fill that void, you're not actually fixing anything. You're just slapping a Band-Aid over a wound that needs time to heal. And that Band-Aid might look cute and trendy for a minute, but it's not going to give you the emotional closure or the healing you need. It might even make things worse. So what's the alternative? Let's slow down a bit and really unpack why it's essential to give yourself some space before venturing into a new romance. Before you start planning your next date, let's talk about some key signs that could indicate you're actually ready for love again, in a way that's healthy and lasting. 1. Emotional healing. You're probably thinking, well, duh, I need to heal, right? But it's not just about not crying every time you hear your ex's song on the radio. Emotional healing means you're no longer carrying that emotional baggage from your past relationship into the next one. It means that you're able to think about your ex without instantly feeling like you want to scream or cry or delete them off every social media platform. Emotional healing means you've processed your grief and anger, and you're no longer using someone new as a distraction. 2. Self-love. You have to love yourself before you can love someone else. We've all heard it, and it's not just a cliche. You can't go from healing like you're not good enough in your last relationship to suddenly feeling worthy of a healthy, loving relationship. If you don't take the time to rediscover your worth, you'll end up clinging to someone new for validation. And that's not a healthy foundation for love. Trust me, you deserve better than that. 3. Trust issues. If you find yourself with a tendency to play detective when your new date's phone buzzes, or you start questioning someone's every move, chances are you're not ready. It's not that you're overly cautious, it's that your trust has been damaged. But here's the thing. Trust isn't something you can fake. You can't just jump from "I'll never trust anyone again" to "I trust you with my heart." It takes time. Without trust, no relationship is going to work. So take your time to rebuild that sense of security within yourself first. 4. Your relationship with vulnerability. Here's a big one. After a breakup, we often build up walls, right? No one wants to be vulnerable again, especially if you feel like you've been hurt. But you can't truly connect with someone if you're not willing to let your guard down. So before you jump into the arms of a stranger, ask yourself, are you willing to risk being vulnerable again? Are you emotionally ready to open up and share your heart? If you're still in defense mode, it's probably not the right time. Here's a little personal insight. A few years ago, I was the classic rebounder. I got out of a long-term relationship, and I was desperate to find something that would make me feel good again. So I jumped straight into a new relationship. It wasn't terrible, but here's the thing, it didn't feel right. I was still emotionally tangled up with my past, still holding on to insecurities, still looking for validation. I wasn't giving the new person a fair chance, and I wasn't being fair to myself either. It wasn't until I stepped back, took some time to be single, and focused on my emotional healing that I was truly ready for love again. I reconnected with my passions, learned to enjoy my own company, and built my self-esteem back up. It was like a switch flipped. When I did meet someone new, I wasn't looking for them to fix me. Instead, I was looking for someone who could complement my life, not complete it. This wasn't about finding someone to distract me from my hurt. It was about finding someone to share my life with. And that shift in mindset made all the difference. So let's wrap this up. Rushing into a new relationship right after a breakup might seem tempting. Who wouldn't want to skip the healing process and go straight to the happy ever after part? But here's the hard truth. Jumping in too soon rarely leads to anything lasting or meaningful. Take the time to heal, to rediscover who you are, and to learn to love yourself first. When you're emotionally ready, when you can trust again and be vulnerable without fear, that's when you're truly ready for a healthy, lasting relationship. Remember, a relationship should add to your life, not fill a void. So give yourself the gift of time, space, and healing. Trust me, it'll be worth it. I want to hear from you. Have you ever rushed into a relationship after a breakup? How did it turn out? Or maybe you've had a positive experience taking your time before diving into love. Drop a comment below. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. As always, thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.